In this video, we're going to be adding bullets and explosions to our game that come out of the guns that our player will be shooting. So let's get started. Okay, so now we have our aiming in the game. We can aim. We have different guns, but as you can clearly see, we can't shoot anything. So what's the point of a gun if there's no bullets in it? So let's add bullets to the game. So the first thing we're going to do is go to upload sprite. So in the link in the description, you're going to find links for this. There's this missile right here, and then I'm also going to upload and then it'll be part of the costume, and then we just upload the bullet. And we'll do something similar as we've done this in a previous tutorial. All you have to do is select this in the zombie shooter tutorial. If you want to check that out, the card will pop up right here. And then we're just gonna rotate this bullet so that it's facing right, as right as possible, of course. So let's just make this a bit better. Okay, cool. So now we have our ammo and our missile. Now what we want to do is go into rename this first of all to bullet, and then rename this to bullet. We're gonna go into our player sprite and go to where we added the changing of numbers, and then we're gonna say, let me just duplicate this, and we're gonna add our shooting letter. Our shooting letter is going to be Q, and then we say, and then we just want to look right here. Let's just duplicate this, and we're gonna make sure that we're not in the fist, so we don't go through this process when we're not needed to. And then we say if weapon does not equal to fist, and we also want to look if we're aiming with any of our weapons. So we're gonna say and pressing E. So let's just get that here. If pressing E and weapon does not equal to fist, then we're going to create a few new variables. The first one is bullet direction. So we're just going to do this bullet dir, and then we're also going to create spawn x for all sprites and spawn y. And then we're going to set bullet direction to the direction our player is facing, and then we're going to set spawn x to the x of the player, and then I meant spawn x, and then we're going to say spawn y. We're going to have that be the y of the player, and then we put that all here. And now we just have to create spawns of the clones of the player. I'm not player bullet, so basically here we just have to so let's go here and create a clone of the bullet right after we've done the spawn x and spawn y. But we also want to, what is this, say if the weapon and then select its fire rate. So we say if weapon, let's go to equal sign, and if we can just copy this right here and say if weapon is equal to pistol, then we can wait 0.5 seconds, 0.5 seconds. And we also want to create sound effects for these bullets, so just upload the sound effect. The link for it is in the description. So we're just gonna upload the sound pistol and minigun, so we just upload those. And then we're gonna put the pistol first, reduce its sound, and reduce the minigun sound. And then we're also going to upload this missile launch sound effect. And then we just of course make this a bit softer. Okay, and we don't have to have it play for this one. Let me just grab my headphones real quick. faster. Yeah, so that's all we need to do for our missile. And if you want, you can keep it that long, but actually, yeah, so that's all we need to do for our missile. And then if we go back to here, we're gonna then play these sounds. So we're just gonna start sound pistol. So as you can see here, our pistol sound is 0.5, 0.52. Let me pull this on again. That's about what we're gonna hear. Okay, yeah, that's fair. That's fair. So let me throw this here, duplicate, and choose AK, and then duplicate, and choose the bazooka, of course. And then the time for this, first let's select the sound effects, and now the time for this is gonna be 0.25 seconds, and then this is gonna be 3 seconds. And then we just create a clone and put that right here. Okay, cool. So now if we click play and aim, get a gun, aim, shoot. Yeah, it's spawning the clones. I'm assuming you probably just, the problem is we're not actually moving our bullet clone. So let's get straight to that. So for our player, not player but bullet, we're gonna do what we do to our player, which is basically drag in the position sprite, and then we're also gonna drag in the move sprite, and then we're gonna say my x and my y equals to this. That's all we're gonna do for the move. And then I believe if we go to variables, my x and my y is for the bullet alone. That's what it has to be. And then our position. And now let's set when flag is clicked, hide. And if you're wondering how I can determine this, if it's for the bullet alone, just if you're wondering or don't know, it says bullet here. So for the player, if we do this, it will say player here. So that means it's only the sprite can exit, because as you see here, there's no my y or my x for the city, because we don't have it there. Now we say when flag is clicked, hide, and then we want to say when I start as clone. We want to do a few things. So the first thing is when I start as clone, where is this block? Okay, right here. When I start as flag, it's crazy. When I start as clone, and then we show, and then we say position forever, and then just throw that over there. Now the next thing is we want to set which weapon we're shooting with. So the first one is going to be when I start as clone again, we're going to say go to front layer, and then we're going to say my y and my x. We need to set those over here. So set my y and my x. So my x, my y, my x equals to spawn x and spawn y. So this is spawn x and this is spawn y. So that determines the position of our bullet. And then we're gonna say if weapon equals to bazooka, and then if else statement here, and then we say if weapon equals to bazooka, then we're gonna switch the costume to the missile. So where is it? Switch costume to missile, and then set size to let's see our missile here. Okay, yeah, it's pretty big as you can see, so we're gonna set that size to 17%. And if it is the ammo, then we're gonna set it to bullet 100%. We're not supposed to be changing the size, my bad. It's supposed to set size, and then we can set this to 17. So yeah, that's when I start as clone. And then of course after the words we show, and then we point in the specific direction that are, so we say pointing directions, bullet direction that we've created here, and afterwards we're going to repeat until touching the collider or touching the edge. So let's go into repeat until and then go to operators and select or, and then say touching collider or edge. And then we're going to set here and here, we're going to set previous X and previous Y to the X and Y positions. So X and Y, and then we're going to say if else if the weapon is the bazooka again, then we're going to move it slower. So we're going to say move 15 steps. If it's a bullet, then we're going to have it move 40 steps. And then we just do the move block, and we put that into the repeat until, and then afterwards we just say if, just not a if else this time, just a if weapon equals to, so you want to say if costume number equals to, so our missile is 2, so costume number 2. So if it's a missile that we're shooting and we're touching the collider, so let's bring an AND statement. Then we're going to spawn in an explosion. So we just set spawn X and spawn Y to X and Y, and then create a clone of explosion, which we're going to create now. The link for this is also in the description. And all you're going to do here is cut this up into separate pieces. So I'm just going to show you how to do the first two. So you just copy new costume paint basically, and then paste it and then put it in the center. Right, I'll show you how to do the second one as well. Then we're gonna copy the second one and paste. And actually a good idea would be to delete the ones that you've already done. Okay, and now I'm just gonna skip over to the part where I have all the explosions done, and this is the final one, and then just paste. And now I'm just gonna delete this costume. And now if we go through this, okay, hold on, okay, yeah, boom boom boom, yeah, the explosion is basically created. Let's just rename this to explosion, and then right here the bullet, we set spawn, and then we're gonna create a clone of explosion, and then after that we delete this clone, because we should have either touch a collider or touch an edge, and you don't want our bullet to exist after that. So we're just going to delete the clone. The final thing we do here is simply do this explosion thing, where we say just drag this in when I start as clone, so we can drag this in and the position in, and then when I start as clone, we want to switch the costume to the first one, so costume 1, and then we're gonna show it, and then we're also going to start the explosion sound effect. So let's just upload this. The link for this is in the description. Explosion sound effect. So what we'll do here, just delete this. Yeah, and then delete this, make it softer. Yeah, that's perfect. And then we're going to go to the back to the code and play or start the sound. And then we already know this is the bazooka, and then it's gonna wait. Let's delete this and then wait 0.05 seconds, and then we're gonna repeat 12 times. Of course, going to the front and switching the costume. So if we switch the costume to costume number +1, costume number +1, and then delete the clone, and then just put that there. And the last thing we're going to do is say if. This is something we're going to be using a lot, which is if going to AND operators, and we're going to say if X position equals to, and then just say minus X minus my X, so X minus my X, and Y position equals to Y minus my Y. Put that there, put that there, and then we're gonna show. Oh, actually it should be an if else. This should be an if else, so put this here, and then we show, and if not, we hide. And then of course when flag is clicked, hide. When flag is clicked, hide. Where's the flag? When flag is clicked, hide. Oh my goodness. Okay, when flag is clicked, hide for the 5th time, and then when I start as clone for one more time, we just forever go to blocks and say position. Okay, so now if we click on the flag, we can press buttons, shoot the bullets. Let's move this show. Oh yeah, it shouldn't show there. And then we go to our player, and then we want to create the clone right after we set the spawn positions. Yeah. And then go to your player right here where you created the aiming point. You want to create the clone of the bullet before we set this. That's created a bug in the game. And then go to your explosion. Set that to 500. And if we shoot our gun, we'll notice that there's a problem. You can see on the screen there's this bullet right here that's spawning incorrectly, and to fix that, all we have to do is go to our bullet right here, sprite, and set my previous X, my previous Y, move, so we can change my X and my Y again. And after that we want to wait a few seconds, so 0.05 seconds before showing, but we want it to point in the correct direction. Wait that amount of time and then show. And then I would also move it, I'll move it 10 and move again. I'll move again. Let's see how that works. Yeah, that's yeah, we should remove the move over there. That makes a lot of sense. Okay, now let's test the explosion. Okay, we exploded ourselves. That's a shame. And clearly we only want this to happen 11 times, unless if I made a mistake. Yeah, okay, so yeah, 500 is a bit much. let's do 300 and then explode again. Yeah, that's fine. But clearly, what's this? It's not spawning in the correct position. So let's position right after this. Oh, okay. Oh, okay. I made a mistake here. It's supposed to be my X and my Y. Okay, and now this should be the end of the tutorial. If I can, boom, explosion in the right place. Okay, and let's send that to 500. Boom, boom. To its own position. If you want, you can make it 300 like we did, and then change. Just one thing. We want to change the ghost by 5. Okay, now we do this. Oh my goodness, that is by no means what I wanted to do. Brightness. Oh my goodness. Okay, to clear graphic effects, change ghost by 5. Yeah, let's change it by 10. Yes, perfect, because it fades away. That's what you want. Thank you very much for watching this video. Please make sure to smash that like button if you enjoyed the video, and turn on post notifications so you don't miss the next video. We're going to be going over spawning cars in the game. So see you in the next one. Peace.